Standard CBSE children, have a good day, have a nice day. Today we are going to do video number 17, next lesson as microorganisms, friend and foe. This is our chapter 2, microorganisms, friend and foe, and we are learning it as video number 17. So we say microbiology part 1. Now this microbiology, what are microbes? The organisms which are living as very smaller size and shape, they are called microbes or microorganisms. There are different kinds of organisms living in the environment around us. Some of them are large while some are small. Right? Some are small, so small that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. Such small organisms, they are called microorganisms. So we say these microorganisms can be seen only through an instrument that is called microscope. So they are known as microbes, right? And very tiny organisms, normally what we find on the bread slices or in the shoe, wet shoe, 2-3 days of shoe on the rainy season, if it is there, we find yellow, white patches, fungus, that is microbes. Okay, so they are only during that season we could observe clearly. And these microbes, they can be seen only under the microscope, as we said. And then what we are seeing in the picture presentation, it was Louis Pasteur, the great scientist, discovered the process called fermentation in the year 1857. Right? Another structure what you are seeing, they are fungi, kalan solluva, punjai solluva, that is, they are bread mold, penicillium and aspergillus. Bread mold, penicillium and aspergillus. Right? And some microorganisms, it is they are causative agents of diseases of plants and animals and even human beings. Right? And these microbes, they are classified as viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoan and very few algae. These are the agents of infection or they cause diseases. So this study of microbe or microorganisms, they are as friend and foe. Friend, they are harmful organism, and foe, friend, they are useful organism. Foe, they are causing diseases. Right? So further we'll continue in this lesson as video number 17. Now what you are seeing is the electron microscope. Through this electron microscope, we can see in detail about the microbes. That is right. Normally in our biolab, we have microscope that is called compound microscope. Whereas in industry, research institute, colleges, they have electron microscope. Right. So we will continue the lesson. Video number 17, microbes part 1. Right? We'll just continue. Hello, 8th standard CBSE children. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Today we are going to deal with the lesson microorganisms chapter 2. And in that part 1, I am splitting into 2 parts as microbiology, microorganisms, friend and foe, part 1 and part 2. Now this video number 7 includes part 1. Right? Now what you are observing in this front page, it is about the scientist Louis Pasteur. he discovered the process fermentation in the year 1857. He is a scientist who discovered the process of fermentation in the year 1857. I hope you are able to recollect that. We have done in 7th standard also. The next picture, it is bread mold, Penicillium and Aspergillus. These are microbes, fungi group. Fungi group, they are non-chlorophyllous plants. Chlorophyll is absent. Okay, so this non-chlorophyllous plants as bread mold, as in a bread slice, when you keep it for 1 or 2 days, we find black spots. Those black spots are this green color. Okay, the next picture, center one is Penicillium, where the antibiotic penicillin is extracted from the spores of this Penicillium fungi. Then third one, it is Aspergillus, a group of fungi. I hope you could follow this. Today we will study about the microorganisms' useful activities, the structure of microbes briefly and useful activities. Okay. Now what you are seeing now is the electron microscope. All that green ones are the microbes. Mainly they are as Bacillus bacterium. And this structure, what I am showing, this is the electron microscope, where we could see the structure in detail. The most minute detailed structure we can see. 1 minute. So, this minute details about the microorganism is given by, can be viewed under very powerful magnified electron microscope. The next one, we have already know about the history of microscopic view. That வந்து நம்ம next இதில் cell structureல படிப்போம். Where they என்ன சொல்லுது, Anton von Leeuwenhoek was the first person to observe microbes and described them, and then he considered these microbes as microorganisms which can be seen only under the microscope. So it is said many things are naked in the earth. The earth is a home to a tremendous variety of living things, many of which cannot be seen with the naked eye. So the existence of this tiny organism was not known for a longer time. Later, it was with the invention of microscope that the presence, number and variety of organisms were understood. It was Anton von Leeuwenhoek who first studied the microscopic structure, and the microbes were viewed by this scientist Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Bacteria was first observed by this scientist Anton von Leeuwenhoek. So now what we are seeing, chapter 2, microorganism friend and foe. This first picture, these are all microbes seen under the microscope. Right? Now the type of microorganisms, they are bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoan. I repeat, bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoan. Virus undu illa yen uttandirilla, and protozoan. Right? Now fungi, example bread mold and penicillium. Nama previous picture la pathomla adu. Then algae, it is Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra, and protozoan as amoeba and paramecium. I hope you could follow this. So now this is bread mold. In the piece on the bread, the kuchi kuchiya black irukilla, adu vandu bread mold. Apra vandu this is penicillium. Then this one Chlamydomonas. This is Spirogyra filament. This is amoeba. Konjam blurred ah irukku purinjukko. This is amoeba, and then paramecium. So the figure கொடுத்திருக்கு. First one bacteria, and then Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, bread mold, Penicillium, and இதுவும் அந்த variety தான் Penicillium, then amoeba, paramecium. சரியா? So அதே இது கொஞ்சம் clear-ஆ இருக்கு இந்த இதுல. There are 4 main types of microorganisms. They are bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. Viruses are also considered as microorganisms. At the same time, they are different from other microorganisms because they reproduce only in the body of host organisms like bacteria, plants, or animals. These viruses, when they are present in the living cells only, they are considered as living. Otherwise, it is not. So, they are different from other microorganisms. I hope you are able to follow this. So, example, algae, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, fungi, bread mold, Penicillium. Another one is Aspergillus. This one is Aspergillus. Nama bookla, the previous presentation la paathomla Aspergillus. And then protozoans, amoeba and paramecium. So now this is bacteria, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, bread mold, Penicillium, Aspergillus, amoeba and paramecium. I hope you could follow this. So I repeat, type of microorganisms are bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. Viruses are also considered as microorganisms. They are different from other microbes because they reproduce only in the body of host organisms like bacteria, plants, or animals. Example repeat பண்ணிருக்கேன். Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra included under algae, bread mold, Penicillium, and Aspergillus. It comes and these organisms comes under fungi, and protozoans include amoeba and paramecium. I hope you are able to follow this. Just a second, go through this picture. First, bacteria, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, bread mold, Penicillium, Aspergillus, amoeba, paramecium. Amoeba கொஞ்சம் blurred-ஆ இருக்கு. Blurred-ஆனா light-ஆ இருக்கு சொல்லுவோம்ல, அது கொஞ்சம் blurred-ஆ இருக்கு. அதை புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. ஓகே, பார்த்தாச்சா? நெக்ஸ்ட் போலாமா? Next, I hope you are able to follow this. So, types of microbes first பார்த்திருக்கோம் with the examples. Right? The next one, where do these microorganisms live? Microorganisms may be single-celled as bacteria, some algae, and protozoa. Amoeba la single celled, amoeba, paramecium la single cell or unicellular, or multicellular such as algae and fungi. They can survive under all types of environment ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs. I repeat, they can survive under all types of environment ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and deserts to marshy lands. Rendu extreme climate, very chill and very hot also. They are also found inside the bodies of animals including human beings. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. So microbes like amoeba can live alone while fungi and bacteria may live in colony. I hope you could follow this. So here we say this occurrence. What do we say? Where do these microorganisms live? First, they may be single or unicellular or multicellular. Right? So these microbes may be unicellular or multicellular. Second வந்து the unicellular example, some bacteria, some algae and protozoa. Multicellular example, some algae and fungi, right? And they they are present in all types of climatic conditions. Otherwise we say they can survive under all types of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and desert to marshy land, right? They are also found inside the bodies of animals including human. And some of them they can live alone, so they live freely. Others they live in colony and they live in other, depending on other organisms, and they are as parasite, saprophyte, and they exhibit a symbiotic association. I hope you can follow this. So now microbiology, it deals with the form, structure, reproduction, physiology, metabolism and classification of microbes. I repeat, it is dealing with the form, structure, reproduction, physiology and metabolism, and also it is dealing with the classification of microbes. What are the how are they classified? They are classified into 4 major groups as virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa and some algae. I repeat, viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa and some algae. I hope you understand this. Then just now where do this microorganisms live in? In the picture different types of microbes. The book different types of microbes. As microbes may be single cell like bacteria, some algae and protozoa, or multicellular as such as algae and fungi. Repeat. They can survive under all types of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot spring. They can survive under all types of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and desert to marshy land. They are also found inside the bodies of animals including human being. They are growing on other organisms as parasites and saprophytes, or they exist freely. An amoeba alone can live alone, whereas amoeba can live alone while fungi, bacteria may live in colonies. Okay, the next one we are going to say about viruses. What do we know? Viruses, as I said, they are the smallest. Viruses are the smallest of all microbes. They are too small to be seen with the normal eye, or they are too small to be seen with the normal microscope. Special microscopes called electron microscope. First comes special microscope called electron microscopes are used to see viruses. Special microscope called electron microscope are used to see these viruses. Viruses cannot exist on their own. They can live only in other cells. They can live only in the living cells. They need another cell to make proteins they need and to reproduce. It is difficult to say whether they are living or non-living. It is very difficult to say whether viruses are living or non-living. Okay, so now the viruses, they are microscopic. They reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant or animal. Types of viruses. Some of the viruses shown in figures are common ailment like common cold, influenza and most caused by viruses. நம்ம textbookல உள்ளது. Serious diseases like polio and chickenpox are also caused by viruses. Now what you are seeing in the picture, first this is HIV virus, this is hepatitis B virus, Ebola virus, adenovirus, influenza virus and bacteriophage. Same way here, TMV, influenza, T4 bacteriophage. இதுவும் ஒண்ணுதான். T4 bacteriophage and adenovirus. இதுவும் ஒண்ணுதான். சரியா? So I repeat, HIV and influenza, they are covered by a special protein code. Normally viruses it is just formed of outer protein code and inner genetic material. And this protein code, it is called capsid. And the genetic material may be DNA or RNA. ஏதாவது ஒண்ணுதான் இருக்கும். So it is DNA or RNA, but never both. Okay. So now this capsid, outer protein code, in some viruses like HIV, it is lined by another covering. So it is called envelope. So the virus which is having outer covering is called enveloped virus. The others are called naked virus. நம்ம bookல இல்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், பார்த்துக்கோ. Okay. So example, what I am seeing the picture. நான் இது இந்த picture கொடுத்து identify பண்ண சொல்லுவேன் டெஸ்ட்டுக்கு. HIV, hepatitis B, Ebola virus, adenovirus, influenza virus, bacteriophage. Another one, TMV. இது மீதி மூணும் நம்ம ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கோம். Influenza, T4 bacteriophage and adenovirus. I hope you are able to follow this. The next one, again this virus, viruses, when they attack bacteria, it is called bacteriophage. Actually இந்த E மேல போயிருக்கணும், இந்த எல்லா E மேல போகணும், இந்த Sம் மேல வந்திருக்கணும், இந்த அலைன்மெண்ட்ல மாற்றி இருக்கு. சரியா? So the viruses which attack bacterium, it is called bacteriophage. The host bacteriophage in a virus. Okay. So viruses which attack bacterium, it is called bacteriophage. Same way, when it is attacking plants, it is phytophage. When it is attacking algae, it is phycophage. And when it is attacking animals, it is zoophage. And fungi, it is mycophage. I hope you understand this as bacteriophage, phytophage, phycophage, zoophage and mycophage. Myco na fungi, zoo referring to animals, phyto referring to plants, phyco referring to algae and bacteriophage. I hope you are following. So this is the types of viruses that we are seeing. Okay. The next one, usefulness of microbes. Otherwise we say microorganisms are friendly and harmful. நம்ம heading friend or foe. Friend and foe இருக்கு இல்லையா? So friendly microbes are curing of tea, coffee and fermentation process, making of curd and bread. Curd contains several microorganisms. Of these, bacterium Lactobacillus promotes formation of curd. It multiplies in the milk and converts it into curd. Bacteria are also involved in making of cheese, pickles and other food items. I hope you are able to follow this. So here, microorganism, the process by which microbes break down carbohydrate, the process by which microbes break down carbohydrates to form acid or alcohol and carbon dioxide is called fermentation. Acid na lactic acid formation, alcohol na ethyl alcohol. நம்ம last year respiration படிச்சிருக்கோம்ல, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration we have learnt as the products are, it may be ethyl alcohol or lactic acid. அதேதான் இங்க. And the process is fermentation. So I repeat, the process by which a microbe breaks down carbohydrates to form acid or alcohol and carbon dioxide is called fermentation. The bacterium Lactobacillus is added to milk to convert it into curd. Milk contains a kind of sugar called lactose. இது நமக்கு தெரியாது, கத்துக்கோ. Milk contains a kind of sugar called lactose. These bacteria convert lactose into lactic acid and thus make the milk acidic. அதனால தான் தயிர் வந்து புளிக்கிறது. Okay, so this acidic environment helps milk protein to coagulate and form the curd. I hope you are following. Same way, cheese and cottage cheese are made from coagulated milk protein. A variety of bacteria are added to make different kind of cheese. The bacteria that produce lactic acid also help to ferment the batter for idli. Batter na maavu, idli maavu solluvanga. Batter for idli, dosa and dokla. சரியா? So this is for என்ன சொல்றது, fermentation. And microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. Microorganisms are used for making curd from milk, for making cheese, pickle, bread, cake, pastries na the cake variety, alcohol, wine, vinegar na acetic acid. So making curd from milk, bacterium called Lactobacillus reproduces in milk and helps to convert milk into curd. Repeated. Making of bread, fungus called yeast reproduces in flour down on the maavu and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. That is respiration, anaerobic respiration, which makes the dough soft and helps in making bread, cakes, biscuits. I hope you are able to follow this. So இதெல்லாம் தான் இந்த pictureல இருக்கு பாரு. இது வந்து பூரி, இது வந்து இட்லி மாவு, இது வந்து மாவு பண்ணிருக்கு. I hope you understand. The next one, it is commercial use of microorganisms. Microbes are used for large-scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid vinegar. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. So I repeat, microorganisms are used for large-scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid vinegar. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. Right? So for this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice and crushed fruit juices. இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. எது? sugar, natural sugar. Okay. So microorganisms, அதே தான் இதில் repeat ஆயிருக்கு. I am not reading this. Yeast is grown on natural sugar present in grains like barley, wheat, rice and crushed fruit juices. Then Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in the year 1857. Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in the year 1857. இது வந்து நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல front pageல கொடுத்திருக்கேன், Louis Pasteur figure. அதை வந்து பார்த்துக்கோ. I hope you could follow this. The next one, it is an activity given in our book. First, take half kg of atta or maida. Atta na chapati maavu or maida in a bowl. In the bowl. Then add some sugar and mix it with warm water. Then add a small amount of yeast powder and need to make a soft dough. நீடுனா நல்லா பிசையிறது, மாவை பிசைவால நம்ம அம்மா சப்பாத்தி மாலை அது மாதிரி மாவை நல்லா பிசைஞ்சு அந்த சப்பாத்தி மாவுக்கு பேர் டவ். ரைட். Now then you allow it to set for 2 to 3 hours. ஒரு 1 hour to 2 hours இருந்தா கூட போதும். What do you observe after 2 hours? Yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. So I repeat, yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. So bubbles of gas fill the dough and increase its volume. So first in the figure வந்து நம்ம மாவு பிசைஞ்சு வச்சிருக்கோம். இது வந்து after 2 hours இது நல்ல அப்படியே உப்பிண்டு வரும். Okay, this is the basis for the use of yeast in the baking industry for making bread, pastries and cakes. I hope you are able to follow this. The next one, this usefulness, microbes, they are also used up in cleaning up of the environment. What does it mean? The organic waste, biodegradable சொல்லுவோம்ல, organic waste, vegetable peel, remains of animals, feces are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. You could recall that bacteria, they are also used in the preparation of medicine. So now I say microbes, they are used in cleaning up of the environment. For example, organic waste as vegetable peel, remains of animals, feces are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. Okay, so this microbes, they are also used in medicines. The next one, this is usefulness in agriculture. In the figure what you are seeing is the plant, leguminous plant with the root nodules. In the முடிச்சா தெரியல brown dot they are root nodules னு சொல்லுவோம். Now this is a leguminous plant. Leguminous plant னா இந்த அகத்திக்கீரை, அப்புறம் அந்த pulses variety, they are all included under leguminous plant, and these root nodules, these root system will have nodule like structure. This is called root nodules, and they are helpful in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen for nitrogen cycle. For nitrogen metabolism, plants cannot take nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. It has to be taken in the form of nitrites and nitrates. So under such condition, certain plants like leguminous plant have root nodules in their root system, and they follow symbiotic association where this root nodules get the which contain the bacterium like rhizobium or acetobacter. They get the shelter which in turn fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere for this leguminous plant. This association is called symbiotic association. I hope you are following. So in agriculture, they are used to increase the soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich the soil with the nitrogen and increase its fertility. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. Example, rhizobium and acetobacter. Are you clear? So in agriculture, microbes are used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. What is increasing soil fertility? Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with the nitrogen and increase its fertility. And this phenomenon is called symbiotic association, and the microbes are called biological nitrogen fixers. The next one, this is as blue-green algae, Anabaena and Nostoc. These are the nitrogen fixers, blue-green algae. This rendu, Nostoc and Anabaena. Now, increasing soil fertility, some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with the nitrogen and increase soil fertility. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. What you are seeing is the blue-green algae and Nostoc and Anabaena. I hope you could follow this. The next one, it is nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle என்ன சொல்றது? As I said, plants cannot absorb nitrogen of its own. It can take nitrogen from the atmosphere only in the form of nitrites and nitrates. So this nitrogen fixation, it is called nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle enna solradhu? Nitrogen is a major constituent of Earth atmosphere. It is a part of protein and DNA, the hereditary material in cells. But the plants cannot use nitrogen as it is. It has to be converted to other form. So the process by which atmospheric nitrogen is converted to usable form of nitrogen is called nitrogen fixation. So now this nitrogen fixation, first it has 5 steps. As first fixation of nitrogen it is by 2 methods. One is by thunder and lightning, natural method. Second one by the symbiotic association of nitrogen fixing bacteria. So that is nitrogen fixation. Then it has to be converted into nitrogen assimilation. The nitrogen which is fixed has to be assimilated, and then as ammonification, it is converted into ammonia and then into nitrites and nitrate compound. Otherwise, we say compounds of nitrogen in the soil, and then nitrification, making it into this. Nitrites and nitrates are made into usable form by the plants, and then denitrification. Denitrification, a part of nitrates in the soil is converted into gaseous nitrogen that escapes into the air. Now this bacteria that are involved in process is called denitrifying bacteria, and the process of conversion of nitrates to atmospheric nitrogen is called denitrification. So here first atmospheric nitrogen la one lightning help pannum, and then compounds of nitrogen adu vandu மழையா கீழே வருது அதை help பண்றது. So இந்த cycle பார்த்து புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. சரியா? Next one, microbes in medicinal use. As whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotic tablets. Whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give some antibiotic tablet. இல்லையா? அதுக்கு ஒரு நிமிஷம், other uses, medicinal use. And the source of this medicine is microorganisms. These medicines kill or stop the growth of disease-causing microbe. Such medicines are called antibiotics. Example, streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin. Examples of antibiotics are streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin. சரியா? So medicinal use என்ன சொல்றது? As some bacteria and fungi produce substances that are harmful to other microbes. These are called antibiotics. Some antibiotics can kill microbes without harming the body tissues and are used in medicine. Penicillin, which is produced by fungi mold Penicillium, was the first antibiotic discovered. And other examples are neomycin, tetracycline, streptomycin and erythromycin. And then vaccine. We'll talk about vaccine. As when microbe enters our body, the body produces specific substance called antibodies that help to destroy the microbe. The vaccine is a substance that is given to protect an individual from diseases. So this is for the medicinal use. Then here, this is name of the species bacteria. It is Streptomyces griseus. The antibiotic produced is streptomycin. இது கொஞ்சம் மேல வந்திருக்கணும். Name of the species bacterium Streptomyces griseus. The antibiotic produced is streptomycin. Same way Bacillus subtilis. It is producing the antibiotic bacitracin. I repeat, the species of bacterium Streptomyces griseus is producing streptomycin. இந்த antibiotic கீழே இது கொஞ்சம் இது வந்து இங்கே வந்திருக்கிறோம், right? So Streptomyces griseus is producing streptomycin and Bacillus subtilis is producing bacitracin. This is a antibiotics. Okay, so then 1 minute, and then this is for example of antibiotic produced by bacterium. Sorry. The next one, large amount of dead organic matter are in the form of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals on the ground. This is because the microorganisms decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganism can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substance, and then thereby cleaning up the environment. So here, that is environmental role. Microbes have many environmental uses. Fungi and bacteria act on dead plant and animal. Fungi and bacteria, they act upon dead plant and animal matter and waste products. Animal matter and waste products. They decompose them by changing them into simple substances. These bacteria and fungi, they decompose them and changing them into simple substances. That's why they are called decomposers. நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம் இல்லையா, food chainல decomposers. And these simple substances can be used by plants again to make food, right? So bacteria are also used in sewage treatment plants to break down plant or animal matter in sewage. They are also used to make biogas from animal and plant waste. I hope you are able to follow this. Then last, other uses of microbe. First, bacteria are essential for life and health. Bacteria, they are essential for life and health. Many kinds of bacteria live in our intestine. Many kinds of bacteria live in our intestines. The bacteria in the stomach of herbivore help them to break down the cellulose. Ruminants நம்ம 7th ல படிச்சிருக்கோம் இல்லையா. So the bacteria in the stomach of herbivores, ruminant animals, grass eating animals, they have stomach as 4 special chambers. ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? அதுல rumen இருக்கும் இல்லையா. So they are called ruminant animals. So the bacteria in the stomach of herbivores help them to break down the cellulose, grass eating animals. Then many kinds of bacteria live in our intestine. Without them, we will not be able to digest our food properly. A kind of bacterium produces vitamin K. This is very important. A kind of bacterium produces vitamin K. Okay. Then another one, probiotic bacteria are eaten to keep the digestive system functioning properly. Probiotic bacteria are eaten to keep the digestive system functioning properly. They also reduce growth of harmful bacteria inside the digestive system. I hope you understand. Then bacteriophages are viruses that kill bacteria. They are important in scientific research. Efforts are being made to use them to kill the disease causing bacteria. Efforts are being made to use them to kill the disease causing bacteria. Then one more, commercial use bacteria are used in the production of vinegar, lactic acid. They are also used in the leather industry to make leather softer. Bacteria help in the process of retting. It is called retting. They cause jute stem to rot when submerged in water. Thus, jute fibers can be easily separated. I repeat, bacteria help in the process of retting. They cause jute stems to rot when submerged in water. Thus, jute fibers can be easily separated. Now, the shells of diatoms. The shells of diatoms, it is a group of algae, green algae, are used to make glass, porcelain and ceramic item. Porcelain and the cup and saucer China porcelain and ceramic items. They are also used in toothpaste and polishes. They are also used in toothpaste and polishes. I hope you are able to follow this. So these are the usefulness of microorganism. So in this chapter 2, microorganism, friend and foe, 8th CBSE children, we have learnt first part as a brief introduction about microbes and friendly or usefulness of microbes. We will continue in the next session part 2 as harmful activities, and also later half of the lesson food preservation. To prevent all this harmfulness, the food item or any of these microbe attacking can be protected. That we will continue in the next video session. I hope you are able to follow this. So please go through the lesson. உனக்கு இந்த லெசன்ல கண்டென்ட் புரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், கான்செப்ட் யூ ஷுட் ஹவ் அண்டர்ஸ்டுட். ஓகே, ஸோ நமக்கு ஒரு ஆர்ட் இன்டெகிரேஷன் ஒரு ஆக்டிவிட்டி கொடுக்குறோம்ல, ஸோ அதுக்கு இந்த லெசன் இந்த வீடியோலேருந்து கலெக்ட் ஆஸ் மச் ஆஸ் பாசிபிள் பிக்சர்ஸ் ஆஃப் யூஸ்ஃபுல்னஸ் ஆஃப் மைக்ரோப். நான் பிக்சர் காமிச்சிருக்கேன் இல்லையா, அது மாதிரி அதில் உள்ளது எல்லாத்துலேருந்தும் பிக்சர் கலெக்ட் பண்ணி ஸ்கிராப் புக்கில் ஒட்டி ஆர்ட் இன்டெகிரேஷன் மார்க்குக்கு ரெடி பண்ணிக்கோ. ஐ ஹோப் யூ ஆர் ஏபிள் டு ஃபாலோ திஸ். வில் கண்டினியூ இன் த நெக்ஸ்ட் வீடியோ செஷன். தேங்க்யூ. ஹாவ் அ நைஸ் டே.